Hey, what's going on YouTube, boys and girls? Billyazprospector back here with another follow-up video in regards to some Lincoln scent rolls that I recently acquired. Wanted to talk through these. I'm hoping for a lot of collaboration in this as we kind of search through who the gentleman was that rolled these half rolls here. You'll see in the back, this is R.K. Stempler Collection, Boston, Massachusetts. These are all numbered, 25-cent pennies. So these were half roll, knowing that, like below here, you'll see that these were a full roll below. Here's a half roll. So I've gone in and done some research on who this R.K. Stempler might have been. I have not been able to find much out about that individual. If in fact he, I'm assuming it's a he, was out of Boston, Massachusetts, it's apparent that it was known that these went up for sale. I bought these probably 10 years ago, and I've been really hesitant to crack them open because I'm just curious as to whether or not they're going to be more valuable just as is in these half-cent rolls. Now, recently I was able to follow up, looks like there's a Facebook grouping that's called Affordable Collector Coins. It appears to be a guy and gal that were selling some back in 2018. It says, "Look what we have found here from the R.K. Stempler collection. Our last unopened roll of 25 BU Lincoln cents, 1945 D. Every roll of these that we've opened, ever opened, contained an MS-66 through an MS-68 high-grade coins." Interesting. "We're providing a link to PCGS coin price guide for you to make your decision on what you think this roll is worth. Price today is at $250. Now, I tried every which way to... I never kept a record on these, unfortunately, to find out what exactly I paid for these. But I remember it was actually quite a bit. Now, there's a lot of forums online that talk about this. And if I jump back here, I'm actually using my iPad to go through this. There was an interesting, on the forum, Collectors Universe forum, back of 25-cent original bankrolls. This dates back to January 4th, 2010. And quite honestly, if I can remember, that's when these things were popping up. And they were popping up on eBay. And that's when I was early on starting my Lincoln cent collection that were wheat pennies. But there's also a lot of memorial pennies that are worth quite a bit as well. So, interesting enough, as they go through and they're talking about some stuff, an individual called Collector on this forum talks about purchasing several 1945 to 1965 of these half rolls by the R.K. Stempler collection. Now, there's a lot of people that talked about recalling seeing these half rolls back in the 50s and 60s, and they do remember that the ends, both sides, ends of the rolls were always in really nice shape. So there was another individual who says that they recalled this, and what they think was happening, that the collector himself was just a BU cent roll collector. And so what I mean by that is, let me push these back here and then we'll kind of get into this conversation and see what you all think. I'm going to go ahead and open one of these up. These I acquired, let's see what the date is, because I did keep track of this. This was March 3rd of 2018 that I acquired these. So let me get into these real quick, and we'll talk through that. And I have reason for this too, because I want to see what you guys think of these, because these say these are original bankrolls. And you got to be really careful on eBay, guys, because original bankroll wheat, a lot of people think that people created these, stamped these, just to make it seem like you're getting a better deal to inflate the prices of these original rolls or even rewrapped rolls. Because quite honestly, I think that you can still get a lot of these old bank sleeves, I guess, versus the modern ones. But take a look at that. Let's see if I can get that to focus in a little bit. That is a nice red wheat cent on that side. And pull it out of the sleeve here. This always makes me worried a little bit when the edge is a little bit, seems like it'd be really easy to get in there and pull that out. And then another wheat cent on that side. So there's really no way for something like this to even determine what date there is. So what they call these is mystery telltales. So you have two tails on either side of the roll. So there's really no way to tell what the date is. So you're really taking a gamble. And you're probably going to kick me, but I paid about $50 a roll. So essentially $1 a coin. But I think, you know, just doing the simple math, even if this is just a common date, being that it's red and really, in my opinion, really good shape, but, you know, make your own opinion, because my opinions in the past have been rather wrong when it comes to trying to grade these things raw. But I figured I could at least make my money back for $1 a coin on these red cents. Let's see what this says. So this is manufacturers. Is that Hanover? Yeah, it looks like it's Hanover. No. Yeah, Hanover Trust Company. 50 cents. I can't read what that would have said. Oh, pennies. 50, pennies, 50. To me, that's not something that I think I'm ready to open yet. However, I'm running out of time, guys, because I recently remembered that I have my PCGS renewal coming up, and I have 8 submissions available in the PCGS, and I want to take advantage of that before I lose those, and I can send off 8 coins. So I need to find out what the best solution would be, is to either open some of these or dang it, I can't help myself. I almost want to pull off one of them to see if I can get it. I'm gonna, you know what, I'll save the opening for potentially another one. I may not be able to make it through this video without even doing it. So let's take a look at the other one I had in this bag, because I'm curious to see if I actually had one with the date. I think all these were tails, if I recall correctly. Okay, we got another Hanover. Let's pull this one open. And I know I paid 50 bucks a piece for all of them, because I actually did keep track of this one. Okay, this one, yep, tails. Once again, that side's a little bit more promising, and this one is the same. And there it is again. 50, 50. And this is also the Hanover. Let's see what the other one is, because now I'm curious to see what these were, because I can't recall. There's those. This one looks to be the same. This one might be different. No, it's also a Hanover. So apparently these are all out of the same group. So I'm going to do some research on Hanover to try to figure out where exactly that was, because I don't have anything on there. And do you guys agree that, do you think these are original bank rolls? This says here, does it say Handard Johnson Company, Brooklyn, New York? Is that what that says, guys? Let's take it out of this case. I think just by itself, it's pretty cool. Standard? Is it standard? I cannot make that out. That makes maybe the most sense. Standard Johnson, or I don't know. I can't read it. Maybe you can. Something Company, Brooklyn, New York. See, before I even want to bust these open, I want to do some research on the bank, because what if these are worth more as is than a potential really nice coin on the inside? I don't know. Okay, this one. Manufacturers, Hanover Trust. Gosh, I cannot make that out. Maybe someone knows what that is, and they can comment in the comment section for me. And yeah, they're all backed. Now that one's got a nice little carbon spot on the bottom, so that's unfortunate. You guys know what I'm talking about down here at the bottom? That is a little black carbon spot which is quite common in a lot of these wheat cents, or any copper coin for that matter. Okay, so let me know what you guys think about those. I'm going to have to think about it. I'm going to do some research before I bust open into those again. So knowing 50 cent rolls, both of them, they're all Hanover. They're all out of some kind of trust company, Hanover Trust Company, and it looks like they were out of Brooklyn, New York. Pretty cool if you ask me. And $1 a piece on those. I don't think either way, personally, I don't think I went wrong there. Now let's talk more about these RK Stempler coins. Boston, Massachusetts. And this one is an ender. That is a back. And we do have a date on this one, so we can assume that these are all the original rolls. Let's see if I can get that to focus. That is an S, so a 1955 S. Now I have my little red book handy. Matter of fact, let's just go into, let's just jump over to the PCGS and see, because that's where I'm grading all these guys. So can't remember if the Coinfax was still open. And we're gonna go into the half cents. Sorry, I'm doing this over here on the side, guys, so bear with me. Type 1, wheat reverse, 1909 to 1958. And so 1955 S. And you're learning with me, guys, so there we go. So we have reds, price population, and let's see here. We're gonna go to red. Okay, so here's where we're at. If I bust this open, the population report right now, we're gonna go all the way down to what I got last time, a 62. There is 7 registered in the population report at $2. You jump up to a 63, and there's 40 of those for 3. There is 3,392 65s at $12 a piece. And where I really like the most is when I get the 67. So if we can find a coin in here that we would believe is a 67, that's going to be a $100 coin. If it manages to get the, and there's 561 of those, if it's a 67 plus, there's 48 of those at $375, and there's only one MS68, and it's worth $10,000. So let me know what you think of that one. Here is another one, and this too. Are these close in serial numbers? No. Quite a ways off. It's a 26640 and 26589, so semi-close. But these two are 1955, and I don't have anything really good to try to pull that. Maybe I can try a little pencil tip here. See what that is. But yeah, it is a 1955 S. You see that right there, hopefully. And same thing with this one. But already looking at this, the details really aren't strong in the head area for me to think that this, even the ender, would be even worth sending in, just because of what I'm looking at. So ultimately, guys, I want your thoughts on busting these out first, and then we can kind of get into maybe making some other videos on what we think of that. Okay, up next we've got a 19. That's a 71. It looks to be a Philadelphia, and this would actually put that in the memorial sense. I'm going to set that one aside. This one right here is another 1955, but this is a D. So let me jump into that one. Now keep in mind, any of the 1955 Philadelphias, that would have been one that would have been graded at a potential double die. And this one's a little bit harder to get a good grade. There's no MS68 in the population report. 60, if it's graded to 66, most of them are, and there's 2,222 in the population report at $28. If you go up to a 67, there's 98 of them, And those are 475 is what they're saying on the PCGS website. And then the MS67 Plus, there's only 5, and that is the top pop grade at $8,500 a piece if you can get a 67 Plus. So what I would do is actually go over to the details page, and I would actually look at one that they've graded if it's available, to actually see what a 67 Plus looks like, and just do comparison between all those to see if I'd want to, you know, send one of those in. Is the way I would do it nowadays, now that I've learned a little bit. So here's another one, 1956. This is also a D, and that's a nice it's a nice red. They're all red, so that's a good thing. But what did I say, a 56D? Is that what I said on this one? Yeah, 56D in red. Top pop on this one again is going to be a 67 Plus. There's 9 of them, and 2,150 for those. If you happen to get a 66, there's 2,326 of them at 25 bucks a pop. So there's that. Next one I have is a 57D. I still believe that there's a lot of original rolls of these out there still, so it's kind of hard to say what it might be. So no MS68s again. Their top pop's going to be a 67 Plus. There is 8 of them. Oh, here you go. That's why I think I might have bought those a while back. So top pop for 8 MS67s is $4,500. Now what I would typically do is go into the auction and Collector's Universe and see what maybe the Heritage auction might have sold these for recently, stuff like that. You know, for example, this one's got a really heavy contact mark across the N, if you can see it right there, and the O's got a pretty big contact mark, but overall, that's kind of the stuff that you got to look for. And then particularly within the hairline, you know, you got a lot of a nice strong hair stamp on there as well. Okay, this one is a 51D. Go back a few years on that one. In red. Wow. So there is a 68. It doesn't talk about a price on the 68, which is quite interesting. 67 Plus, there's 21 of them, and they are 900 bucks a piece. 65 is going to put you down to $16 a piece, and there is 905 of those. So, and try not to make this video so long. Sorry, guys. Up next is 1958. Now, this is Philadelphia, so Philadelphia's typically seem to bring a little bit higher value when it comes to the grade. Now, there was a 1958 double die adverse, so the neat thing about that is I could find a double die in this, which would be really neat. Top pop, oh wow. Top pop on this one is a 67 Plus, and there's only 4 of them, and the price right now for those is $9,000. The 66 is going to be at $28 at $1,506 in the population report. Let's go see what how many of the double dies there were captured by them. Now the double dies, it's showing me a picture of it right now. I don't know if I can actually show you that. So double die in all the lettering and in Liberty. And in red, see if there's anything even in the red. No, nothing in the red. And there is, okay, oh my gosh. Ha! Guys, I gotta show you this. Okay. So there is a 65. It's rated at, well, can't really show it to you. So there is a 65, and it's rated at $500,000, $500,000, and 2 MS64s at $336,000 for a double die 1958. Almost makes me want to crack that bad boy open right now. Got 25 chances in there potentially. And lastly is the steel penny, the 1943S. And I don't have any of these graded right now in my collection, but I thought might go ahead and take a chance on that one. And those, you know, can get up to about $600, $700, $800 for a really good MS67, MS68 grade. I'm most interested in this one now because there is a chance that there could be a double die, which I would just be floored if there was. I'd send that in right away. And I don't know what I would do quite yet with it, but anyways, guys, I hope you like this video. Leave a comment below. Help me understand who and what you think the RK Simpler collection was. If you know who that individual was, you know anything more about them, let me know. I also am going to do some research on these. I'll have a follow-up video on what I find out. And then keep in mind, either way, I've got to find 8 coins to send in to PCGS to have graded. So I got to get that going. I will catch you on the next one. Rock on in the meantime. We'll see you later.